All right, Bob, what do we got going on here? Now, this is actually a customer's ride that he just brought in today. This is the Nemesis frame, correct?
Correct, with a 200 wheel. We're going to do a mock-up for him, set the tank in place so we can locate the mounts, brake shelf. We'll put the rear wheel in place, figure out his spacer alignment, and we'll get him all set to go there. It's a good beginning right there, so you know where you want to be when you go to the rest of your bike. Yeah.
Okay.
Right now we're getting ready to do his wheel alignment, so we know what spacer sizes we can do, get his chain lined up, get his motor all lined up.
So basically just square him away so that he can put the finishing touches himself on his bike.
Correct, correct.
So here at Red Baron, whether you bought it yesterday or a month ago, relax. If you have any problems whatsoever, we will not only talk you through it, we will walk you through it, as only Red Baron TV can provide.
Correct. We have our tech tips online, so there's a lot of help there too.
Now, this front end is very reminiscent. In fact, this style of Nemesis is very reminiscent of the Baron's Bar Fighter project. Am I right, Bob?
Very much so. Very much so. Mike has chosen to go a little bit lower profile on the tank.
Right.
So it looks like it's a bigger front end.
Absolutely. Well, it gives him more height on his apes, and that benefits him because he's a bigger dude.
Right.
He's short and stocky like myself, but quite a bit more stocky. It looks like he's been in the gym a couple more days than I have.
I wouldn't argue with the guy.
Well, I'll tell you this. Unbelievable action on the Nemesis frame. Now, he provided his own engine, correct?
Yes, yes. This is the smaller version of the Sportster.
Yeah, this is the 883. But it's still going to put him on the road super quick, super long, and super stylish with this Nemesis, with the apes, and like you said, that Bar Fighter-esque with the lower drop tank of the gas tank. Man, does this look good, Bob.
It'll be a beautiful, beautiful ride when we're done with it.
RedBaronChoppers.com, Red Baron TV. Bob, geez almighty, man. Let's get this thing put together for Mike. This week's Red Baron TV Tech Section being brought to you by Handy Industries, makers of the world's greatest bike lifts.
Today we're going to do the hidden kickstand. I'm going to show you how to put this all together. First thing we want to do is we want to take our spring and put it down inside of the catch hole right there, and you'll notice that it drops through almost completely level. After we get the spring put in, the next thing is the check ball, and this is where it starts to fall apart for everybody. They start to chase that thing around and they just can't figure out, there's too many parts rolling all over and they can't seem to get it all put together. So I'm going to show you a real simple way to do this. What I do is I take my finger, I've got my spring put in here, I take my finger, I put it right there, and I just drop the ball down right like this on top of it. Now, if you tip this up a little bit, I might be off camera here, but when you tip this up a little bit, what you're going to see is that spring is going to be a nice pocket for that ball to hold right onto, and it'll sit right in there. So as long as you keep your finger behind that, you won't have to worry about this rolling off on the floor. Okay, now the next part is we want to put on this part. So what you want to do is you want to push this down on top of this, just like this. Now you'll notice this hole is not exactly lined up with this part right here. This is where we take our hinge bolt and we stick it in there. We keep pressure on that at the same time, and we push down, and you'll notice how it locks in there just like that. Now we still have some threads to go. That thread is not completely in there right. So what we're going to do is continue to keep pressure on the downward part of this right here. We're going to come in here with this at the same time, and we're going to turn this, and it'll find its own center, just like that. And there you go, just like that.
I'm Russell Mitchell, and there's more coming up on Red Baron TV right after this.